What if the future of humanity was determined by a single moment of nuclear panic? What if the dread of atomic annihilation became a driving force in the movies we watch? The atomic age left a profound impact on culture, especially in the film industry. The fear of nuclear devastation, born from real-world geopolitical tensions, was a recurring theme in numerous films of the mid-20th century. These movies captured a collective sense of unease and turned it into stories of survival, destruction, and hope. Today, we explore the 10 best movies about atomic age anxiety, from monster-driven thrillers to stark, realistic depictions of nuclear war's aftermath. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future movie breakdowns. Number 10. Them, 1954. Kicking off our list is Them, one of the earliest films to confront nuclear fears through the lens of sci-fi horror. Directed by Gordon Douglas, this movie pits humans against giant mutated ants. The film opens with the discovery of these enormous insects in the New Mexico desert, mutated by exposure to radiation from nuclear tests. As the military scrambles to contain the threat, the tension builds in a quasi-documentary format, heightening the sense of realism. At its core, Them reflects the anxiety surrounding unchecked technological advancements and the terrifying potential of nuclear fallout. Despite its B-movie label, it became an iconic creature feature and inspired countless films with a similar premise. Number 9. The War Game, 1966. Peter Watkins. The War Game offers a chilling pseudo-documentary account of nuclear warfare. The film explores the hypothetical aftermath of a Soviet nuclear strike on Britain. Presented with unflinching realism, it portrays the widespread devastation, the overwhelming death toll, and the collapse of basic social order. What makes The War Game especially unsettling is its newsreel style, making the horrors of nuclear war feel immediate and all too real. Beyond the sheer physical destruction, the movie delves into the societal consequences. Emergency services are overwhelmed, law and order disintegrates, and survivors grapple with radiation sickness. Banned by the BBC upon release due to its disturbing content, The War Game remains a powerful statement on the human cost of nuclear escalation. Number 8. The Day the Earth Stood Still, 1951. In The Day the Earth Stood Still, nuclear anxiety goes intergalactic. Directed by Robert Wise, this film tells the story of Klaatu, an alien who arrives on Earth to warn humanity about the dangers of nuclear weapons. With his imposing robot, Gort, Klaatu delivers an ultimatum. Earth must abandon its violent ways or face destruction from advanced civilizations that view nuclear proliferation as a threat. What sets The Day the Earth Stood Still apart from other atomic-era films is its message of hope and diplomacy, portraying extraterrestrials as rational beings more interested in peace than war. However, humanity's distrust and aggression toward Klaatu reflect the broader geopolitical anxieties of the time. Number 7. Kiss Me Deadly, 1955. Moving into the world of film noir, Kiss Me Deadly blends Cold War paranoia with a gritty detective story. Directed by Robert Aldrich, this film follows Private Eye Mike Hammer as he stumbles upon a mysterious case involving a deadly radioactive substance hidden in a briefcase. This glowing suitcase serves as a symbol of nuclear terror, representing a weapon that could devastate everything in its path. Hammer's journey through a corrupt, morally bankrupt society mirrors the unease and suspicion that defined much of 1950s America. The film's brutal, nihilistic tone set it apart from other movies of its time, offering a scathing critique of both the US government and the reckless pursuit of power through nuclear might. Number 6. Ladybug, 1963. A lesser-known but emotionally powerful entry on this list is Ladybug, directed by Frank Perry. The movie centers on a group of schoolchildren sent home after a nuclear warning alarm sounds. With minimal adult supervision, the children's fear and confusion take center stage, mirroring the adults' paranoia about nuclear war during the Cold War. The film explores how deeply these anxieties had permeated all levels of society, even reaching the youngest and most innocent. The drama is intimate, focusing on how the children cope with the idea that their world might end. As the tension rises, the film touches on the broader impact of nuclear threats on the human psyche, Number 5. The Atomic Cafe, 1982. This documentary is a sharp, satirical look at how America's government and media attempted to normalize the idea of nuclear war during the Cold War. The Atomic Cafe compiles actual government propaganda, newsreels, and educational films from the 1940s and 1950s, showcasing the absurdity of strategies like duck and cover drills in case of a nuclear attack. Without any voiceover, the filmmakers let the archival footage speak for itself. The juxtaposition of propaganda against the very real dangers of nuclear war creates an unsettling, ironic tone. The Atomic Cafe remains an insightful exploration of how societies cope, or fail to cope, with the looming threat of annihilation. Number 4. Threads, 1984. Threads delivers one of the most harrowing depictions of nuclear war ever committed to film. Set in the northern English city of Sheffield, the film begins with a build-up of Cold War tensions that escalates into a full-scale nuclear conflict between the US and the Soviet Union. When the bombs drop, the city is devastated and the fallout is brutal. What sets Threads apart is its focus on the long-term effects of nuclear war: radiation sickness, societal collapse, and nuclear winter. The film spares no detail in showing the horrifying consequences of atomic warfare, from the immediate carnage to the generational aftermath. It's a sobering, unflinching portrayal of the horrors of a world plunged into chaos by nuclear conflict, making Threads one of the most disturbing films of its genre. Number 3. The Day After, 1983. Similar in theme to Threads, The Day After was a made-for-TV movie that shocked audiences when it premiered in 1983. The film follows the lives of residents in a small Kansas town as they go about their daily lives, unaware that they are about to experience a nuclear attack. When the bombs drop, their world is torn apart. The strength of The Day After lies in its stark realism. More than 100 million people tuned in to watch its original broadcast, making it a cultural touchstone. The graphic depictions of nuclear destruction sparked public debates and even influenced US nuclear policy. For many viewers, The Day After was a wake-up call, forcing them to confront the terrifying realities of nuclear warfare. Number 2. Godzilla, 1954. Godzilla is a timeless allegory for the dangers of nuclear power. Released less than a decade after the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, this Japanese film uses a giant, radioactive monster as a metaphor for the uncontrollable power of nuclear weapons. Godzilla, awakened and mutated by nuclear tests, rampages through Tokyo, leaving a path of destruction. Unlike its American counterparts, Godzilla carries the weight of Japan's first-hand experience with nuclear devastation. The film is not only a monster movie, but also a reflection on the trauma of war and the lingering fear of atomic energy. The legacy of Godzilla endures, and the film's impact on both the sci-fi and monster movie genres is undeniable. Number 1. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, 1964. Topping the list is Stanley Kubrick's satirical masterpiece, Dr. Strangelove. This film takes a darkly comedic approach to the subject of nuclear war, lampooning Cold War politics and the absurdity of nuclear deterrence. The plot follows a series of events that could lead to global nuclear destruction, all set into motion by a paranoid general. The film's biting humor comes from its exaggerated portrayal of both military and political leaders. Peter Sellers' performance, playing multiple characters including the titular Dr. Strangelove, is legendary. Despite its satirical tone, the underlying message of the film is deadly serious. Nuclear war is madness, and there are no winners. Dr. Strangelove remains one of the sharpest critiques of the atomic age, perfectly blending humor and horror. These 10 films reflect the fears and anxieties that defined the atomic age. Each one offers a unique perspective on the dangers of nuclear power and the potential for destruction it holds. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into cinematic history.